What's going on today, guys? So, got a cool one for today. There was a couple articles kind of strolling through my when I was scrolling through my news feed here, and found this one that was actually kind of cool, and figured I'd share it. So these are 10 Japanese cars under 20 grand that have endless tuning potential. Now, endless. So let's take a look at some of them here. If you can see the first one, the Nissan Z series. So thinking about those ones, I guess like I was thinking of like the 350Z or the 370Z, but looks like they're going for the 240. Now the 240, I mean, I don't know about anywhere else in the United States, but the 240, man, they go for crazy amounts of money. I don't really understand how someone thinks they're going to get away with trying to find one that isn't completely clapped out for under 20 grand. 15, let alone that's a pretty heavy price point. But moving on, the Honda S2000. Again, this is another one that's just you really can't find them really super cheap. 19, yeah, I could see that one. That's pretty on the high end, but yeah, trying to find one that's in pretty decent shape that isn't completely rotted out, that'd be a good find. Maybe not for 19 grand, but maybe a little cheaper. Let's see. The BRZ or the Toyota 86 or the FRS, I'm guessing. You'd think that would be kind of in the same level, but anywho, yeah, I remember the BRZ. They came with a couple different features. I think it was over the FRS, and I think it was mostly the push button start the BRZ had, and along with that Rally World Blue that Subaru usually comes with. I think those were kind of exclusive to that, but I think those are the only big differences. But 16 grand for one of those, they don't make many of them, so I guess it would be a somewhat decent deal. But still, they were kind of cool cars. Miatas. Now the Miatas, yeah, I think you could find them for relatively around the 7,000 mark, maybe like a little bit cheaper for one that's a little on the older side, but for the most part, I feel like most people they do a good amount of stuff to those. Good luck finding one that doesn't need a whole soft top to go along with it, especially for that lower price point. But anywho, those things are still kind of cool. You see a lot of people do a lot of cool swaps and do a lot of suspension work on them. The Lancer Evo. So I didn't know how I felt about this one. Under 20 grand, I mean that thing's got to be pretty beat for under 20 grand. Um, Halftime, I usually see these going over 20, somewhere around 23 to 25,000 for one that is kind of pushing close to 100,000 miles. I mean, depending on what you're looking for, maybe you could find like a 10 for around that, maybe a little bit more. But I don't know, the eights and the nines. Man, 15 grand. That's that. I feel like that's cheap if you're finding an Evo for that price that isn't pretty beat up. Toyota Land Cruiser. Toyota Land Cruiser. Now these things are pretty cool, especially if you can find one that actually got imported, like I think like towards like the 80s and stuff like that when they had like the real boxy kind of look to them. I thought they were actually pretty cool. Land Cruisers they're very expensive for what you can find, especially like ones with like I don't know, anywhere from $20,000 under. Like that's pretty good for the most part. I've seen a lot of people lately, instead of the Land Cruiser, they're doing the Lexus GX 470, um, the GX, and there's another Lexus SUV. But anyway, yeah, those ones are actually pretty expensive for the actual Land Cruiser. The Lexus LS XF30. Now, I'm not sure what the XF30 is, but I know the LS. They're boats. Um, Yeah, I mean the LSs, man, they're boats, but I mean they're kind of cool. They ride like an absolute cream puff. So I mean those things are actually pretty nice whenever you're actually like sitting in one, tons of leg room. '05 Civic Si. I don't think this is the hatchback one. The 5 to 12. I think this one they kind of switched from like the hatchback Si, the one that had like the actual shifter on the actual dash. Those things were kind of goofy, but still kind of cool. You can actually still find those for relatively pretty cheap. The '05 to 12 Civic Si. I'm not sure if this one came with the K series. I'm not much of a Honda guy, but um, still pretty cool. Interesting. So the Mazda RX-7 FC. Now I don't know the difference between the FD and the FC. I get them screwed up constantly. I'm not, again, not a Mazda guy, not a rotary guy, but still kind of cool. I've seen a couple people LS swap them. It's actually pretty neat. Um, Come more than $40,000 at auction. Okay, so that's the nice ones. At least it has to be. The FD is too expensive for you. Then the FC. Okay, the FC is the boxy ones. Interesting. '05 WRX STI. 18,000, man, that's steep. I don't know. 18,000 for an STI, especially one from '05. That's a little tough. I'm guessing it's this one that's all the way up at the top here. I guess that's an '05. I think they had a special name for these body styles. I think it was, I don't know, the Eagle Eye. I forget. I know like the Bug Eye's completely different, and then they got this one. Never had an '05. I think I had a 13. Dr. Press name at 14. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, they're still cool cars. I mean, they hold up if you don't beat the snot out of them all the time. I mean, I never had good luck with my WRX, so I don't know. I feel a certain way about Subarus, especially ones that are made probably past 2005, maybe a little later, but still cool cars. I love the sound the Boxers make. I think they're actually pretty sweet. Um, I think I'd probably get one maybe down the road if I was really like kind of getting back into them, but I mean, I got other projects to work on other than Subarus. Maybe the 2.5 RSs. Now, I always thought they were kind of cool to do like a cool little JDM WRX swap, like the actual 2-liter turbos. So I think those actually revved out higher than the American-made 2.5s. I can't remember, but still pretty cool. I think that's the end of the list. But I think I saw another one that were another list that was under 10. So maybe we'll do another little video on that one. That'd be kind of cool. All right, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, again, please like and subscribe. Again, I know there isn't really much to going over these lists. I think they're just kind of cool in general. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.